Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron. Yes, Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron, and here he is in his really incredibly fantastic tank mode. And I gotta say, and this well, first off, this tank mode, I think when I looked up the background of this toy a little bit, it didn't specify what tank this is, but after looking at a couple of pictures, this actually closely resembles that of an M1 Abrams American Army tank. Yeah, so M1 Abrams tank. And I looked at this thing side by side with pictures, and it looks really, really close to that tank. And I'm going to be honest right now. This is probably the best and my personal favorite tank mode I have ever seen on a figure. This is just hands down the best tank mode I have seen. I think it's only missing like 2 or 3 little things that I would have liked for it to have in order for it to be perfect. And the one thing would be, I wish the barrel, the actual barrel would have gone up. It could go up and down like an actual tank. That's like the one thing, and maybe have some little machine guns up on top. But yeah, this is an excellent tank mode. It looks fantastic. And here's another really cool thing. It has actual working rubber treads. Yeah, it's not just little wheels. I think this might be the only tank former I have that I can think of. I may have to double check my my collection, but I think this is the only one I have that has actual working rubber treads. And yeah, they do work. So he actually rolls quite nicely on most surfaces. And I guess another point of articulation is that the actual barrel, the main gun, can move around 360 on a nice clickety-clackety ratchety joint. And yeah, so yeah, nothing more to really say. Tank mode, fantastic. Oh, and also I guess the one thing to mention is that in Combiner Wars line, usually there's a sort of combining gimmick to all of the sizes. Like how the Legend class sizes are either chest or weapons for the combiners. You had the deluxes that could be limbs, or the Voyagers were all chests. Could all turn into combiner chests. However, the leader classes do not have anything. The leader classes they just made into regular Transformers. However, a lot of them, once again, a lot of them were just repaints. Like what were all of the leader classes? I think it was like 2 molds, and that was it. No, there was the Ultra Magnus, the 3 Seekers, and 2 versions of Megatron. This one and Armada Megatron. And I believe that's it for the leader classes. So yeah, they didn't do too. There wasn't much variety in leader classes when it came to Combiner Wars. But that aside, I am glad that this leader class figure doesn't have a Combiner Wars-esque gimmick of any kind. I'm very happy about that. And last thing I'm gonna mention, this is an awesome tank mode. This is my favorite tank. This is my favorite tank mode. Like, the best tank mode I've ever seen is this figure's tank mode. And it's a Megatron of all things. And I think I've noticed that it's this version of Megatron that I've seen being used over and over again in like other medias, like in games and comics and stuff. I've seen that this is the version of Megatron that they're being used. And I gotta say, this might be the best version of Megatron, of at least Generation 1 Megatron that I've seen. At least this is my favorite version of Generation 1 Megatron. He also comes with 2 extra accessories, which are these 2 guns. This machine gun, got some nice detail on it. And this thing, which I honestly don't know what this is. I think at first I thought it was some kind of like rocket launcher or plasma caster. But now that I'm looking at it, could be some kind of pistol. So it could just be a little pistol. Although it has the little panels here where it looks like it's a rocket launcher. Either way, so it's a handheld rocket launcher. And you can just plug both of these right there into his tank mode. Right up there. And they can sort of move independently as well. So he's armored up. Slightly. Also, the main gun can actually fire. It's spring-loaded. So you hit this little switch. And fires this red missile. The missile's not detailed, which is kind of lame, but what can you do? Everything else is fantastic. The fact that the missile isn't really detailed doesn't really bother me. It's a minor thing. So yeah, that's enough about the tank mode. It's fantastic. I've already made a big fuss on it. So let's get on to a transformation. Now, when it comes to leader class sizes, this Megatron here is actually pretty simple to transform. First off, you do this. You first have to push in the barrel. That's step one. And then, what was the next thing? Trying to remember now. You had to come here, separate this, then lift this up. So we have that ready to go, and then you're supposed to separate this. Yeah, okay, you come in here, take this, take that, separate it a bit from there, and sort of fold it in like this. Oh, he's gonna get pretty tall, so fold it in like this. And then you come in here. You sort of have to separate this from here. Lift that up for clearance. And then what was this? I think yeah, there we go. Do that to separate it. You just separate like that and then fold this out. And then you hear a click into here. Then you fold this down and then you hear a nice bit of ratchets to create one of the feet. Create one foot. Then you just angle it to separate and then keep going until this clicks here. And then fold this out and then you have the legs. Now, he gets pretty tall. So then come here, separate these, and these will be his the robot mode arms. See, bring this up and just push it in, and then bring this entire assembly down, which also, I guess, doubles as the head reveal. And this should, bring it down until it'll peg into place. There's like these two small ports here for these two pegs into down there. And then for the back here, you just, for the back here, you move this down like that, and then just fold them together. And there'll be like they sort of connect here and here. Just click them together. And now what's left is to get the arms, take these bits, fold them back to reveal his hands. I guess move this for clearance to reveal his hands. Then you can have it be like that, but I like having it like this on the side. And then, I guess if you want to, you could do this, because this makes it look more like a traditional fusion cannon. But I like leaving it like that so you can have the spring-loaded missile there. And that's it. There he is in his robot mode. This is Leader Combiner Wars Megatron. And it's a very nice, really cool robot mode. Really, really nice. And like I said, the transformation is actually pretty simple for, especially for a leader class, it's pretty simple. And it's just, check out that face, check out that head sculpt. That is G1 Megatron if I ever saw it. And he has pretty good light piping, too. The nice bright red eyes. That is G1 Megatron. That is Generation 1 Megatron if I ever saw it. So yeah, I consider this to be the best version of Generation 1 Megatron I've seen. Because one thing I've never liked about the first G1 Megatron is, one, I never liked his alt mode. I didn't like that he turned to a gun. I always found that really, really dumb. However, I do think that Megatron, being the leader of the Decepticons, being a tank, makes a lot more sense. And we might as well show off his articulation. He's got these weird arms, because when he goes out, you have these weird arms. So try not to do that, because that looks really weird. But he does have some nice ratchety joints. Head is not on a ball joint, but can rotate and go up and down. It's like the head's on a hinge to go up and down, and it can swivel. And then it can go 360 on a ratchet joint. It can swivel there, bend there, and you do have some rotation here on his wrist. So he has wrist articulation. The other arm is pretty much the same, and the barrel, if you do it correctly, if you fold it, he can rotate the barrel 360. So then do that. That's why I have it like this, because if you have it like this, you need to have the arm straight. So have it to the side to give him his elbow. Now for the legs, you can move these skirt panels apart to give him the ability to do a really, really nice, kick. And they're all on ratchets. All the joints are on these nice clickety-clackety ratchety joints. Got another ratchet here on his knee. Can't do a really good, his knee's not too great, but it's good enough. Gets the job done. And the foot can go a little bit of up and down. Also, this piece moves. When this moves, it's connected. Why? Don't really know, but it can do that. So yeah, and then you have his weapons. He can just hold in each of his arms. But the pistol and machine gun here can actually combine. You can actually connect them here in the back, and then you have one big rifle, and just have him hold it. Which is pretty cool. He gets another weapon on top of his fusion cannon. Which, if you really want to, you can also have it be extended, but I think that's a bit much. So I'd like leaving it like that. So yeah, this is Combiner Wars Leader Megatron, and overall, it's a great figure. It's just a great figure. It's by far, I think, the best tank mode I have ever encountered on a Transformer, and it's just a fantastic figure. Oh, he also came with a little sticker sheet, if I remember correctly. He came with a sticker sheet so that you can give him some more details. I didn't put any on him because I don't think the figure really needed it. And funny enough, he actually did come with an Autobot symbol sticker, so you can plug it onto there and make him an Autobot. And the reason for that, I might as well explain it now, because I'm already in the facts area, is that in the IDW comics, Megatron's an Autobot. Yeah, believe it or not, the great famous leader, the notorious infamous leader of the Decepticons, was an Autobot at one point in the comics. I don't know if he still is, because I don't really follow the comics too much, but it's really interesting that he's an Autobot. So yeah. This figure was repainted and slightly retooled into Armada Megatron in the same Combiner Wars line. And as far as I know, that's been the only other time this mold has been used. And you know, I could maybe see this. The thing is, what else would you reuse this? Unless if it's an original character, I don't really see this mold being used as anyone else other than Megatron. It's too perfect as Megatron. Hell, the repaint of this Megatron is just another Megatron. And the difference between that one, on top of it being, like, I think green and black, is that the head is Armada Megatron's horned, you know, the big spiked horn head. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, overall, this figure is really cool. And what's funny, I hadn't planned on getting this guy in the beginning. I wasn't very interested when he first came out. I only ended up getting him because I found him at a really good price. I think he went down from, like, I think $40 at the time to like 25, and I got him. So I pretty much almost got him half off. So I opted to get him, and you know what? I'm glad I did. Because he is a really, really fun and nice figure. He's got articulation, he's got nice details. He looks just like Generation 1 Megatron, and my favorite thing about this figure is his tank mode. The tank mode is superb. It is an amazing tank mode. It is my personal favorite tank mode that I've seen on a Transformer. It even has working treads, and the barrel can rotate 360. The only thing I would have liked to have, since they added so much detail, is that the barrel can go up and down. But, like I said, some sacrifices have to be made. So, yeah. Fantastic and great figure. Probably one of the... Well, no, because I don't have too many. No, never mind. It's a fantastic figure with one of my personal favorite alt modes, and at least my favorite tank mode. And yeah, just fantastic figure, and highly recommend this one. And honestly, I think I would recommend this one more so than the Armada Megatron, because it just looks weird. And I actually have the original Armada Megatron, and this mold resembles more of G1 Megatron and invokes more of a G1 Megatron than an Armada Megatron. So it's just, yeah. If I would recommend, I'd recommend this version of the mold as a regular Megatron, not Armada Megatron. And I've been saying Megatron so much in this episode. So yeah, overall, fantastic figure, great figure, highly recommend it. The alt mode is amazing. The transformation's pretty simple. It's not too complicated. Like I said, for a leader class, it's a pretty straightforward transformation. The extra accessories are okay, but he doesn't really need them. I guess this would have been one case where if they had not given him any other accessories, I still would have been happy, because it's an overall great figure, and his fusion cannon, which can still fire. They actually let the opening here so you can still fire. Said you can still fire. There we go. Oops. Yeah, you can actually still fire it even though it's even though you've pushed the barrel back in, because they left an opening here specifically for that. So yeah. So yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. Just I'm gushing too much over this figure. Wrap it up. Fantastic figure. Amazing alt mode, solid transformation, and great robot mode. Fantastic figure, highly recommended. Really do. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron. This is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.